When it comes to your finances, the last 2 years have been nuts. Stimulus payments, child tax credits, IRS filing deadlines moved, and a backlog of taxes when it comes to processing. You need to keep an eye for some letters from the IRS. Gilmore Jason Mahler CPA Charlie Hyde is here to help us out. Charlie, tell us about these letters from the IRS. I think I got some yesterday, but I haven't opened them yet. I'm not going to lie.
Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
So, yes. Right now, taxpayers should be receiving two different letters. One letter is going to be regarding the advanced child tax credit payment. That those, if you remember, those started being deposited in taxpayers' bank accounts in July, and they ran through December. It was a monthly advance on this credit. The second letter that people are receiving, and this goes back to March of 2021, and that was that third economic stimulus payment that people were receiving, which was $1,400 each for that payment.
Okay, so they got the letters in the mail. Okay, what do people need to know about these now?
Number one, you want to keep the letters, especially the child tax credit letter, because that is going to show you the number of payments you've received and the number of dependents that were used in the calculation. You're going to want this, whether you're preparing your own taxes or you use a professional, you're going to want to be able to give that to them, because there's a reconciliation. This was just an advance on a credit that normally you could not receive an advance on. So there's going to be a reconciliation that has to be done with this year's return, and it may result in, the credit was fine, you got an advance, and it just means you're going to take a lower net credit when you file your return. That's important to know, because if people are used to having a larger refund because they're getting this large credit when they file, they've received that refund periodically throughout June through December.
And that's why some folks maybe chose to opt out of this in the beginning when they were able to. Others said, you know what, I need the money now. Times are hard, we need the money now, so they chose to get those payments. But it is something that they need to know when it comes time to file, as you mentioned, to reconcile.
If you opted out, you'll claim the full credit when you file your return.
Okay. How about the stimulus payments then? How is that going to work?
Yeah, so the stimulus payments, they're just sending this letter and tells you how much you receive. Now remember, on the stimulus, when they passed this, they narrowed the range of when you would phase out on being eligible for this. So a lot of people who received the payment, it might have been based off, they were looking at 2019 returns because you hadn't filed your 20 yet. And that's pre-pandemic. So you may not have been eligible for the third payment because your income was too high. And the income that we're talking about is for single, 75,000 adjusted gross income. For married filing joint, 150,000. So you may have not received this third payment. And guess what? You can claim it on this year's return, because the income threshold is based off your 2021 AGI. Not 2019 or 20 if they use that.
Okay, yeah, so again, it's kind of a reconciliation here then, how much were you making, actually?
Right, and I think the big thing on the economic stimulus is if you receive that third payment and based on your 2021, you weren't eligible to receive that, there's no clawback. So you aren't going to have to pay it back.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good news at least. But then for folks who maybe didn't get it, but they should have, they'll be able to claim that.
They'll be able to get it on this year's return.
Okay. All right. Good to know that. Charlie, this could be, a kind of dicey tax season in general, because it sounds like the IRS has been pretty busy.
Yeah, it's the IRS is dealing with unprecedented backlog. Going all the way back to 2020, when, like any other business in the country, they shut down. They sent people home. That's when the deadline was pushed to July, and they're still playing catch up. And it is millions of returns just from 2020 that are still being processed. millions of correspondence that have not been addressed. And again, like any other business, they are having problems keeping people or finding people. So what I'm encouraging everyone is gather your information, start getting your return ready to go. They will start accepting e-file on January 24th. And if you've not e-filed in the past, I highly recommend it. It's the quickest way that if you're due a refund to get that refund.
Yeah, you want your money, you need your money. So that's a Monday then, January 24th.
Yep.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
All right, so get your stuff together this weekend. Sounds like we've got homework, Charlie.
You got it.
All right, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.